21 National Youth Day Commemoration. The theme this year is the year of Charlotte Maxeke, growing youth employment for an inclusive and transformed society. For more on this, let's now bring in our reporter Simphiwe Makhanya. Simphiwe, you've been at the venue since this morning. What's the latest? What's happening?
Good morning, Desra, and good morning to my colleague there, Zimkita. Well, we are here at the Athletic Stadium next to Herikwala Stadium in Pietermaritzburg, where the president was meant to be coming here physically to address this year's June 16 commemorations. But of course, yesterday evening, giving his address to the nation, stating that this will now be a virtual address. Desra, I'm joined by a number of young people who run various businesses, making a difference in the issue of addressing youth unemployment in the country. Let's speak to more of them as we continue this conversation, Desiree. Ma'am, thank you very much for joining us. Just talk to us about the organization that you run and the type of assistance that you give to young people.
My name is Mpongkosi and I work for the Youth Employment Service. The Youth Employment Service works with the public and private sector to create 12 months quality work experience for unemployed youth. We know that it's quite difficult to get a work experience if you don't have a job, and it's quite difficult to get a job if you don't have work experience. So what YES does is give the youth that first key, open the door to employment and give them experience so that they go out there and make better people of themselves and better people of their lives.
As we mark this holiday, commemorate June 16, what is your view in terms of what young people can do to address this issue of unemployment without, of course, waiting for government to do so?
There are many opportunities out there. We don't have to wait for the government as youth. You can create your own opportunities out there. There are NYDAs, there are Harambes, there's YES Youth, there's other organizations that you can follow that will assist you with getting employment. And also there's entrepreneurship. What YES, one of the YES values is that the youth must go out there and create their own employment.
But do you find that young people know about the kind of services that you guys offer, though?
Young people do know about the services we provide them. If they don't know, I suggest that they follow us on our pages, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, and our LinkedIn page.
Thank you very much for your time. Let's also speak to your colleague as well. She's right next to you. Sisi, can you have your name and explain to us as well in terms of how this idea came about and the benefits to young people?
Hi, my name is Charlotte Maxeke and I also work from Youth Employment Service. So this is an opportunity for the youth because we saw the gap in the unemployment sector, right, for the unemployment, right? So we offer them the 12 months quality work experience, and during this 12 months they get to do this work readiness content that gets them ready and employable at the end of the 12 months, right? So they get to do 37 work readiness modules, which are 25 work readiness modules and 12 Siyazakela modules, which are entrepreneurship modules. So this also helps in for them after the 12 months. If they do not get permanent employment, they can go venture into entrepreneurship, or open their own businesses. So these modules, they prepare them for the entrepreneurship side. And then also at the end of the 12 months quality work experience, they get a CV that is populated by these modules, right? So all the modules that they were doing, they'll be populated on the CV, and also there's a reference data from their direct managers or supervisors throughout the 12 months, which is also populated by surveys which are done by the supervisors throughout the 12 months, right? So this gap, this was initially started in 2018, right? So when they saw the gap in unemployment, right? So it was an initiative that was started then for the youth so that they can empower them through unemployment, not unemployment, but they can empower the youth so that they'll be more employable at the end of the program.
How can young people get in touch with you?
Okay, they can follow us on LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn profile is Youth Employment Service. We also have a Facebook page, and also they can go onto our website, which is YES for Youth. That's www youthemploymentservice.co.za, and then all the details are on there. So they can register on our profile, which is just for youth profile. So they register a digital CV, and then when we get all these opportunities, then we select according to the region and the number of sponsors that we have. So it will depend on the number of youth opportunities that we have, and then we go through the database and then we select the youth on there. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sisi, for your time. Well, there you have it, Desiree. Just some of the young people, basically telling us more about the kind of work that they do in order to try and address the issue of youth unemployment. Of course, the lady there mentioning the issue of experience. You find that when young people seek employment, there's always that issue of where do they get experience from. So these ladies are basically telling us that the organization actually assists young people to acquire the relevant experience. Let's continue this conversation and speak to another very crucial person when it comes to today's program, and she's going to be introducing herself and also the organization that she comes from and also what it is all about. Sisi, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Talk to us more about what you do and why you do what you do.
My name is Nokubonga Kumbi. I work for Harambee Youth Employment Accelerator. So we are powering SA Youth, which I'll talk to you about just now, together with the NYDA and many, many partners to solve for youth unemployment in South Africa.
Talk to us about this app. I see there's an app behind you. Explain to us how it works and what are the objectives of this.
So basically, SA Youth is a national network for all young people to access earning and learning opportunities for free. I think the biggest principle that we've built this network on is around it really breaking the barrier of work-seeking costs for young people, so it is absolutely free. So the Mobi site itself, which is sayouth.mobi, which is an entry point for young people to access these opportunities, is a zero-rated platform. It's not an app, so they go to sayouth.mobi and they register for free, and they start accessing opportunities that are recommended to them based on where they are, but they can also access other opportunities across the whole network. It is also a network where partners that are looking to hire young people can use for free as well. And the entry point for partners is it's partners.sayouth.org.za. Really, that is the principle, that young people can come to sayouth.mobi and access earning and learning opportunities for free.
Looking at today's commemoration, June 16, 1976, do young people in South Africa have anything to celebrate and to sort of look back and say they've been able to achieve since that uprising?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I'm saying, looking at the history of today's public holiday, which is June 16, can young people of South Africa look back and say we've got a lot to celebrate and we've made strides towards trying to address the issue of unemployment, for instance, and also the issue of substance abuse?
So I would say to that, we've got a long way to go, and I think just our work as Harambee, like over the last 10 years, and now partnering with a lot of other organizations and the government to power up this national network. There's a lot of youth stories that we hear, and I think the reason why we really are out here to call on all young people to use this and to call on partners to use this is because we still have a long way to go. And I think solving for youth unemployment is really, I think, high priority, because it is where a lot of other social ills come in, and we see that we still have a long way to go with a lot of social challenges that young people battle because they do not have something to wake up to, which could be an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to engage in, but also just an opportunity to earn an income, which then sort of gives them a sense of purpose and dignity. So we do not have a lot of things to celebrate. We've got a long way to walk, but I think just from the presidential youth employment intervention is a strong sign to say that we need to pull together government, civil society, and the private sector to elevate young people where they need to be, which is at a sense where they feel like their lives are dignified, they matter, and they actually can start to wake up to something that is hopeful.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. There you have it, Desiree. Young people converging here in Pietermaritzburg, showcasing the kind of intervention that they are making towards addressing, of course, the issue of youth unemployment in particular. And as you said there in your introduction, Desiree, this year, obviously the theme for this year being the year of Charlotte Maxeke, growing youth employment. To actually see to it that young people do get job opportunities wherever they are. Currently, the statistics are not looking good, I must say, Desiree, and we expect the President of the country, His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, to then be able to outline the measures that government will be, putting in place to try and address this issue. Desiree, and Simphiwe, it's over to you in Johannesburg.
Simphiwe, thank you so much for bringing us to. Of course, we'll be going back to KZN every now and again when there is something happening, but especially when the President starts the Youth Day speech.